when we were working at the computer center, this is actually before we were married, Mary Kay, I got her a job, well, I mean, she had a job, I don't know if I got it for her, at the UWM Computer Center, and she operated the computer, and she
had the punch cards and stuff like that?
She did all sorts of things around the computer center. Just a regular undergraduate assistant. And so one of the things that we did was this one professor thought up a tremendously innovative sex survey, which was under the guise of a computer dating dance.
No.
What?
No, it was a different survey. It wasn't that one.
Because it was a voluntary survey for a computer dance, that he could ask certain questions that he could not otherwise ask.
Oh, okay.
And one of the questions that are you running now?
Yeah.
Okay. One of the questions that he couldn't otherwise ask would be race, but because they were filling out a questionnaire for a computer dance, analogous to eHarmony nowadays, then he could ask any kind of questions he wanted, including their nationality. So Mary Kay was one of the people in charge of coding from these
surveys, right? Okay.
These entry forms for the computer games onto forms from which cards were punched and so on. And so when we got all done, one of the things that somebody noticed was that among the people who had entered this computer dance, there were more Italian Americans than there were, and we called the registrar's office and said, do you have any idea how many Italian Americans we have? And they said, oh, a couple or 300. We said, we have 500 in this survey. So that was impossible. So we set out a crack team.
Or a team on crack. Okay.
No, this is way before crack. Crack had not been invented.
Okay, certainly.
And so we set out a crack team to investigate how this could be possible.
So they asked me.
And our crack team discovered that all of the questionnaires that had been coded for Italian pretty much had been coded by Mary Kay.
Okay.
And one of the choices, there was a blank to fill in your nationality. It wasn't even a multiple choice. And so
you had to write it in.
Yeah.
You wrote it in.
Yeah. And in the blank, a lot of people filled in WASP, white, by which they meant white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. But Mary Kay had never encountered this term before. And she had grown up in an Italian neighborhood, and she just figured they couldn't spell WAPS very well. And so she coded all of them as Italians. You've done that before.
No, I've never heard that before.
Really? It was one of her favorites.